So Senate Bill 37 was a multi-tiered bill, but I think the most obvious part of that was the elimination of faculty senates, the re-envisioning of leadership at the institution, the movement of oversight of certain aspects of the college from faculty and other constituency groups to the Board of Trustees. So I want to do a tip of the hat to the Faculty Association, their officers, our Board of Trustees, our leadership and cabinet folks for the work that happened this summer. So in case you didn't know, as of September 1, faculty associations as they existed previously were eliminated. Well, ahead of that time, we did a lot of work in prepping to make sure that there would be a continuity of some faculty senate or association voice in college shared governance. And so we developed a couple of draft policies at a special board meeting of the Board of Trustees. They passed a resolution and a policy reestablishing our faculty association. There's some nuances for that association now. Most notably, the president has to appoint a certain number of not only the senators, but also has to appoint the officers moving forward. And I'm pleased to say that all of that work has happened. The Faculty Senate is back in place in accordance with the law. And I just want to thank everybody that had a hand in doing that work and getting that moved into place. There's some other aspects of that bill that put some burdens onto the Board of Trustees as far as general ed assessment and program review, that as we move forward over the upcoming year or so, we will keep you all informed of where we are on that. So one of the aspects that not only Senate Bill 37, but House Bill 8 from 2 sessions ago had in it was this notion of return of investment on our programs. So it established something called credentials of value. Those of you that have been involved in the development of these short-term training programs, and we've got about 26 new programs put into place now that are shorter term in length, both on the credit side and on the continuing education side. Every one of our programs is looked at through the lens of return on investment for the students now. This last legislative session, they looked at all of our associate degrees. On the next legislative session, they will look at all of the shorter term credentials and the 1-year certificates. And for those that fall under the threshold for return on investment, they will be eliminated from the state funding aspect. And I know the president's going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. On a better note, House Bill 8 from 2 sessions ago created something called the Opportunity High School Diploma Program. And I'm proud to talk to you a little bit about that today because it involves every division at the institution. So the Opportunity High School Diploma Program that was created by the coordinating board allows a high school dropout, somebody who didn't finish high school, to come back, earn a high school diploma, and enroll in a career and technical education program at the same time. So just quick show of hands for those of you in the audience here at the ASC. How many of you know a family member, a friend, a neighbor who has somebody in their family that did not graduate from high school? There's about 50% of the people in this room that raise their hand. We have approximately 30,000 people in our region that fit the category of not having completed a high school diploma nor a college award. And so this program has been in the works now for over 2 years. The commissioner selected 5 community colleges from across the state, we were one of them, to design the program, the high school part of the program. We obviously already have the CTE components prepared. And so we had a number of faculty working over the last couple of years to design the program. And then there was a competitive application process to apply to offer the program. And the commissioner chose 5 community colleges in the state of Texas to actually offer the program. We were one of the 5 selected, in large part to some of the work that we had done in the design phase. So obviously one of the intents is to increase the college awards for the region, to make sure that our highly educated population is ready for the workforce, and of course to award high school diplomas for those that do not have them. So I want to recognize a couple of people that have been doing the yeoman's work on this. And the first person on the slide there that you see is Dean Daniel Guetta. He has stepped up to take over as lead on the program, so he will be leading this moving forward. But at some point in the very near future, EPCC will be awarding high school diplomas to students who were not able to complete those in their youth. I also want to mention a couple of faculty members that have been working diligently. These are the folks that are designing and will be teaching the high school portion of the Opportunity High School Diploma Program. Rose Galindo, she will be taking over the Workforce Success Skills Department. Dr. Adriana Perez, who is going to do the scientific reasoning. Jorge Gomez, communication skills. Teresa Navarez for civics or government, and Fan Chen for quantitative reasoning or math. So these are the subject matter experts that are working to develop the program as we speak. In addition to that, I've asked one of our teacher preparation faculty who has ties to the local ISDs to serve as a liaison, because we want to make sure that whatever high school curriculum that we develop fits in line with high school programs in the region. So Isela Castañon Williams will be fulfilling that role for the institution. So I want to thank those of you that are working on that. There are a lot of changes that are going on in the instructional area that you need to be aware of. Some of these go back to January, but change obviously is inevitable. And so we've restructured a little bit. Many of you know Dr. Olga Valerio. She was dean at the ATC. We've tapped her on the shoulder to become our Dean of Industry Partnerships and Workforce Training. This is an incredibly important role as we move into the new funding model, and even grants that are being awarded through the federal entities in the state. They all require business partnerships now. And so we thought it was so important that we created a position strictly for workforce partnerships. And Dr. Valero, we are working with all the deans across the region as we prepare new OSAs and short-term credentials of value, and making sure that they meet workforce needs in our region. So you might be asking, well, what happens to the ATC? Well, we did a little bit more reorganizing, and we moved some of the programs that report to Trans Mountain, specifically culinary, hospitality operations, culinary arts, cosmetology, and we created a new dean position, and I'm happy to announce Dr. Jonathan Nickerson has stepped into that role. He will be taking over. I did see him in the audience. Where are you? There you are. Congratulations, Dr. Nickerson, on your new role. I didn't see Dr. Valerio. Are you in here? There we are, over here. Dr. Valerio, thank you as well. That was not the only change that we did. We wanted to realign some things that we're reporting up through different chains of command. Specifically, a lot of our health occupations obviously are housed at our Rio Grande campus. All of them except nursing fall under Dr. Soraya Hajar. We also had Ms. Cheryl Stiles, who is the director of CE Health. And so we've changed the reporting structure. Ms. Stiles now reports to Dr. Hajar, and so we're hoping there will be plenty of synergy there to combine CE programs and credit programs, especially in light of the new House Bill 8 requirements. One more set of changes that you're probably already aware of, but in case you're not, we moved the Law Enforcement Training Academy from an administrator here at the ASC to Dean Joshua Villalobos. He's the campus dean out at Mission. So their supervisor is now on site. That happened last January. And of course, we've seen incredible growth on the east side of campus, or east side of the college. And so we've actually added a dean position out at Mission Del Paso. So I'd like to recognize Dr. Jose Pacheco, who I'm imagining is out at the Mission Campus with his team. So I can hear the virtual applause now. So welcome aboard for those. So as you can see, there's some reorganizations happening, lots of changes happening, and so we wanted you to be aware of some of those things that are going on. And then along the lines of change being inevitable, I wanted to announce that we are hiring for the best job at the institution. It is not Fernie who's pointing, Fernie Flores who's pointing to himself. Yes, we are advertising for the Vice President of Instruction and Workforce Education, and the deadline is tomorrow. So if that is of interest to any of you, please make sure that you apply and hit the send button before tomorrow. And I'll take a small moment of executive privilege and let you know that there are 135 days left, but I'm not counting. And then they've created this fun little graphic. I think that's supposed to be me tooling off into retirement. And so, yeah, January 31st is anticipated as the last day here at the institution. It's been a fun ride. It's a little early to start saying goodbyes, but a lot of you I may not see over the course of this upcoming semester. And in case you were under a rock for the last few months, I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. And with that, it's time for the real purpose that we're here today, and that is to hear from our college president, Dr. William Serrata. And before he steps up, let me just say that there has never been, I've been here 37 years, there's never been a president as supportive of various parts of the institution than Dr. Serrata. The campuses are transformed. There are new buildings at every one of our sites. We have an incredible number of new programs in the works. The funding model has changed significantly, due in a large part to his service at the state. And so I want to thank him for the support, not only for the institution, but also specifically for the area of instruction and workforce education. So Dr. Serrata, please.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. I'm working on convincing him, but we'll see what happens. It's an honor to be with each of you. Let me thank each and every one of you for and welcome you to the 25-26 academic year. I want to thank Ms. Bel Castruita, who worked on this presentation, has done a tremendous job. All the good things go credit to Bel. If there's anything wrong, it's my fault. But it's certainly my pleasure to review some of the good work that we're doing at the college. Let me start with the board. The board, on their behalf, want to thank you. We, including the three most recently elected board members, Dr. Graham was reelected, Mr. Mendez was elected to a full term, and then our newest board member, Mrs. Diana Moy. So we have a full board and certainly look forward to working with them and have been working with them on many of the decisions that we've had at the institution. And so I want to thank the board. I've shared with you all, they do it all for a generous salary of $0, and we give them the salary enhancement every year. 3% of $0 is still $0, but they do a great job and they're really committed to the institution. I want to jump right in and jump into Student Enrollment Services, Dr. Maya and his team. I want to talk about the good work that they continue to lead at the institution. We got to start with enrollment. We're over 26,000 students once again. We're actually the highest enrollment that we've been since right before the pandemic. So the first year of the pandemic in the fall of 2020, we fell all the way down to 26,018 students. We're actually continuing, as you all know, many semesters and everything else, we have an opportunity to continue enrollment. Enrollment is just under 26,100 this morning. When we did this yesterday, we were at 26,060. You see the number of women, the number of men. They both continue to rise, and I'm certainly thrilled and pleased that we're being able to provide these good instructional programs to our greater community in El Paso. Operation College Bound, we continue to go to our students. We don't wait for students to come to us. We're willing to go to them. We're trying to close the deal with them while they're still in high school, ensure that they have no excuse of why not to come to college. We had 22 Operation College Bound events that were held from March through May, and we provided those students an opportunity from admissions through financial aid, advisement, all the way through enrollment for summer and fall. And so we'll continue to work on these efforts. We don't do it alone. It's not a recruitment effort just for the college. We're working with UTEP and ensuring that students understand the importance of higher education. We culminate those events with a EPCC Tejano Day. We rotate campuses. This year we had it at the Trans Mountain campus. Again, we provide everything to all of the services on a Saturday before so that students can come in. We do it before they're checking out, so to speak, for high school graduation, before they have finals, etc. And we want to give them one last opportunity for them to come in. It was on May the 3rd at the Trans Mountain campus. Again, I attended. It was a great event. It gives us an opportunity for those students to come and get them completed before they finish. I want to talk a little bit about the call center and the great work. This is a partnership with Student Bridge. This is establishing our call center and essentially allowing us to move forward and rapidly moving forward with calls to students. We had 29 campaigns just since January, and we reached just under 24,000 students. Again, we're utilizing technology. We're ensuring that we're able to communicate with our students and reach our students in a timely fashion, get them those important messages. And obviously, you all know it's not just calls. We send text messages, emails. We reach out to our students, and so certainly thrilled with that. Mr. Talamantes and his team, we're going to continue to move our teams around based on the demand and the size of the institution and where we're seeing the most demand from students and growth. The Mission Campus, we now have a full-time recruiter along with part-time recruiters and college readiness mentors. Again, we'll continue to move forward and restaff and relocate our staff as appropriate. We continue to see growth in the east side of El Paso. We want to make sure that we have enough staff to be able to handle that growth. And so we wanted to mention that we're in that area and have a full-time recruiter in that area. Region 19 continues to lead the state in FAFSA completion. And let me dispel one of the myths. There is no change. You know, there's a lot of talk out there about financial aid and whether when Congress was looking at changing in the one big beautiful bill, Congress, fortunately, the House had some significant cuts. The Senate restored those. And so we need to make sure that our community understands that. Number one, they weren't going to go into effect, even if there were cuts, until July of 2026. Remember, this budget is going forward. But those, again, were rectified in the Senate, and so we'll continue to move forward. So we need, if you know young people, let them know that financial aid is available to them. We continue to lead the state in that FAFSA completion. As you can see, Texas was up 11%, El Paso was up about 9%. We have the highest completion rate of any of the regions in the state of Texas, followed by Region 1 in South Texas. And so certainly thrilled Ms. Lopez and her team continue to do a great job of ensuring that students don't have finances as an excuse of why not to come to higher education. Want to recognize Lieutenant Franco for the great work that he's done. He earned the prestigious Law Enforcement Command Officer Program certification from the Texas Police Chiefs Association. We're certainly thrilled with that. There'll be a formal recognition ceremony where he'll be receiving that in just a few days. But we're thrilled that he was able to get this done, and we're thrilled to have him on board. And so certainly want to recognize that great achievement by Lieutenant Franco. Our team continues to work on increasing the educational attainment of our region. You heard Dr. Smith talking about Opportunity High Schools. We were able to provide 602 high school equivalency certificates this year. We're now reaching out to the students that have 3 of the 4 exams passed, telling them you're almost there, let's help you get through that. These are incredibly important. You cannot qualify for federal financial aid unless you have a high school equivalency or a high school diploma. that we still have ability to benefit, but initially as coming forward, you can't qualify. So this is really important. We want to make sure that we continue to provide these services. The county data, you all know that I'm a data nerd, and the county data continues to see a drop in those students that don't have a high school diploma. So we're doing a good job. We need to continue those efforts and double down to ensure that everyone has the ability to earn that, whether it's through the Opportunity High School or the equivalency certificates. I want to talk about the Career and Transfer Services, or CATS as they like to be referred to. Ms. Lopez and her team, they continue to focus on what is next for our students. The what is next is either transfer or career. That's incredibly important in this new funding mechanism. We want to make sure that we continue to focus on those respective areas. You can see the job fairs. We had 491 participants. We also had the career expos with about 180 participants, so just under 700 that are attending careers. You see the university events, there were 950 plus attendees to those. So we want to make sure that we're providing the services to help students get to that next step, whether it's in the career or in workforce. Let me share a little bit about workforce programs, and I'll touch on these when I go through what Dr. Smith and his leadership team are focused on. They're all workforce programs. Even the artist has to pay the bills. So all of our programs, eventually we want to make sure that our workforce intense. We want to make sure that we're preparing students to be good members of our community and to have a livable wage as they get through our programs. I want to congratulate Dr. Maya again and the Student Enrollment Services team for ensuring that student engagement is happening very early in the fall term. So we have the Teal Bash. The Teal Bash was held. I want to congratulate Alex Guerrero and his team on the great work that they did. It's a back-to-school celebration. We had over 1,300 that attended at the Valle Verde campus. We exceeded expectations by about 40%. And we had over 25 clubs and organizations that were partnering and getting more people to attend. Again, you see how we reached out to these respective students, text messages, postcards, social media. We're trying to utilize all of the social media available to us so that we can ensure that our students are engaged. And this connects them to the campus. There was lots of families. That's incredibly important as well. We want to make sure that our families feel comfortable coming onto our campuses as well. And we want to make sure that we're open to all students and everyone that we're privileged to serve at the college. So the Center for Students with Disabilities held a new student orientation. We had 41 students that attended, and we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome at the college. And so thrilled that this continues to grow. We want to make sure that we continue to move it forward, again, so that everyone feels comfortable coming to the college. We're thrilled to launch our newest entry into NJCAA, our esports program. I want to thank Dr. Amaya and AD Hinojosa, as well as AVP Fernandez, for making sure that this moved forward. This is a college sport, and we're thrilled to be able to stand this up. You see our interim coach, Coach Lara, who states esports is more than games. It's teamwork, discipline, and opportunity. We look forward to these students competing. I have no doubt that based on our past performance that we will be competing at a high level, but certainly excited about this as well. I'm also hopeful that my kids, they spend a lot of time on those games. Maybe they can earn a scholarship. There's always hope. Our college begins in kindergarten. We started this 12 years ago. It's hard to believe this, but our first college-bound elementary students are now in their senior year in high school. That's right. You blink an eye and it goes by. I noticed in those pictures that Dr. Smith had, the beard was a lot darker than it is now. Yes. So we have 10 elementary schools in 10 different school districts. We continue to go and reach out to these. We had the one big event, but it wasn't a solo event. We continue to go back. Mr. Talamantes and his team, we go back for Dr. Seuss Week. We go back to recruit the students, to engage the students, to make sure that they know that we're here for them, and we're excited about that. And by the way, that first elementary school was Campestre Elementary. That was in 2013. They are seniors now. We're working closely with SISD to ensure that they're recognized at their high school graduation as being members of the first college-bound elementary school that we adopted. And so we're thrilled that these young students are now on the precipice of higher education, and we look forward to recruiting them and having them come. We've built a relationship with them over the long term, but we're certainly excited, and they will be recognized at their high school graduation, and so we're thrilled with that. Let me jump into Dr. Smith and his team and the good work that they continue to lead at the institution. We are getting ready to have our third year of celebrating our faculty who have reached full professor rank. That's going to be on the 26th. We have 13 faculty members that have reached full professor. We want to make sure that we honor you and congratulate you for reaching that. It is an achievement. We look forward to having that recognition luncheon. Hope that many of you of the 13 that have reached that will be able to join us. But it is an accomplishment, and we want to make sure that we continue to recognize you for that great accomplishment. The coordinating board strategic plan, 60 by 30, which then really converted into building a talent-strong Texas. It's really emphasizing credentials of value. And what are those? Well, they're degrees, certificates, industry certifications that are needed in high-demand fields. It is tied to our funding mechanism. We no longer are funded based on enrollment. We are funded based on outcomes. And so we're continuing to explore how we can grow credentials of value, specifically in career technical education as well as in continuing education areas. So the first time back in 23 we were able to fund continuing education. Those are available, and we'll continue to move those forward. So thrilled with the work that we're doing there. Here's some additional information. We have new programs that are being developed in both credit and non-credit areas. You see a listing of those, everything from automotive maintenance technician, which is a credit program, data analytics. You knew I had to focus on that one as the data nerd that I am. Data analytics is another program that's being, but we also have some of our CE programs. You see nursing assistant that's there, as well as real estate. These are important programs. These are all high demand programs that Dr. Smith and the deans continue to work on with their faculty and develop. I also have to recognize and share with you that Dr. Smith mentioned these. There are 6 credentials that are no longer deemed credentials of value. Now, why? So we went into the 88th legislative session, and we worked with the Commissioner of Higher Ed and the legislature. It was unanimously passed. I've shared that with you. But we gave a window of 10 years. So all of our credentials met that window. If somebody graduates from the college 10 years later, it's considered a credential of value because they see a return on their investment. Well, our system was heating up, and we were outproducing what the state thought we were going to produce. And in the negotiation in the 2025 session, or in the 89th legislative session, the legislature decided to tighten that up. Now, I'll share with you, if it was up to me, I would have gone from 10 years to 8 years to 6 years to 5 over 4 legislative sessions. The legislature went snap. We went from 10 years to 5 years, all at once. And so there's 6 credentials that don't meet that threshold. They're listed from agriculture and natural resources through psychology. Now, what are we going to do? We're not going to stop offering those credentials. They're important for our community. We will continue to work hard. We'll work to get students through those credentials as quickly as we possibly can. And we will continue to move that forward. By the way, we're at 72 credit hours for a student to receive an associate's degree. About 11 years ago, that was 102 credit hours. So we've worked hard, and we're continuing to work hard to help students get to the finish line. There's 2 others that actually don't meet those, but they were deemed by the leadership in the state, the governor, lieutenant governor, et cetera, as necessary. Childcare is one, and I'm glad that they did that. I'm still not happy that we don't pay child care providers what they deserve to be paid. They take care, from my perspective, of the most important resource that we have, our children. And then in medical areas. So not all of the healthcare areas have a high wage, but we wanted to make sure that they continue. And the leadership said, yes, we need those as a state, and so they will continue to be considered credentials of value. Every session, this is going to tighten. I've been assured from Commissioner Rosser that the moment that any of these 6 start to meet that, and by the way, it's not just the college, It's not what we do and how fast we do it. It's an aggregate of the state. So my colleagues have to work harder as well. But the moment that any of those come back into a credential of value, we will receive that as well. A couple of things. If a student transfers, we still receive that reward for getting them to transfer. We just will not receive the award for getting them to graduate from that program. But again, they're important to the board, they're important to me in leadership, and we will continue to move forward with these. Some new priorities from Dr. Smith and his team. What lies ahead? Well, they're going to continue to work on non-credit to credit pathways. We have areas where we can cross-reference a course and get students from the non-credit into the credit area. We're going to continue to explore that. Competency-based education will continue to play a prominent role. Planning to explore and move forward artificial intelligence, incredibly important. And so we're going to continue to move forward with that, as well as automotive maintenance technician. So these are areas that we're going to continue to explore, but those are just some of the areas that Dr. Smith and his team are working on. Dean Badillo and her team continue to do a great job. We also worked on this in House Bill 8 back in 23 to actually, for colleges to receive recognition and receive awards based on the good work that we do with dual credit, early college high schools, and PTECs. We have 19. We work with all of Region 19, rather. We have 18 early college high schools, 21 PTECs. We've awarded over 8,000 degrees to students before they graduate from high school. 62% of our students receive their associate's degree before they graduate from high school. Again, I've shared with you in the past, the last data that I saw, the national average was about 24%. So we continue to outperform the rest of the state and nation. Thrilled with the good work that they do. On Friday the 24th, they'll have their 12th annual Building Bridges Dual Credit Conference. Thrilled that we're partnering with our school district partners to ensure that they are up to speed on all the changes so that they can continue to ensure that students take advantage of this wonderful program. STEM Fuerte, the STEM Pathway Program. I want to thank Dr. Jennifer Jamison, the project director, as well as our faculty co-PIs, Nora Kovler and Clark Myers. They're doing a great job with it. This year's team will include physics. You see the GPAs in engineering, they had a 3.2, the STEM Fuerte group. The non-STEM Fuerte had a 2.7. For architecture was 3.1 and versus 2.6. So obviously this program works, and we're going to continue to move forward with it. Thrilled with the results and excited about the good work that they continue to do. I want to talk about our pre-H2O, our Preparing Researchers, Extensionists, and Educators for Water Sustainability. This is an important program as well. They've partnered with local business and nonprofits as well as government agencies to be able to provide student internship opportunities. And the students learn professional and technical skills. We had 44 participants, 41 transferred to UTEP and or graduated. We have 3 that are pending. We're working with 16 different local organizations. This is important work. I want to thank Mr. Paul Hodgkin for leading the effort. I'm certainly pleased and excited that we're able to provide a STEM opportunity for our students. And really what's really important for our community, water is incredibly important. We do live in the desert, want to make sure that we continue with that. Dr. Escamilla and the committee continue to do a great job in partnering with UTEP on our Engineering Academy, a co-enrollment program that we have with UTEP. The first cohort had 11 students that were successfully completed their first year. You see what the focus group says. They love their peer cohort. They love the additional support that they receive by both the college and UTEP. And our second cohort has 23 students, so we've been able to grow this cohort as well. Had a welcome luncheon for them on Friday the 15th. They are well into their first semester, excited about this opportunity. We're looking for other opportunities to partner with UTEP in co-enrollment programs to ensure that students can easily and seamlessly transfer, that they're accepted to both institutions at the same time. Thrilled with this good work. Also want to focus on the Valle Verde Pachanga. I'm always up for a party, so always looking forward to that. Want to thank these programs from the Division of Communication and Performing Arts. They hosted current and prospective students in partnership with Tejano Recruitment Network. We had over 150 participants, 10 disciplines, 5 support programs, as well as recruitment. I want to thank Dr. Garola, Mr. Dalamantes, and Mr. Valdespino for the good work, and certainly excited that this will continue. It's a great program, and look forward to it happening again this fall. Do want to focus also and provide some recognition. Our 25th Annual Border Learning Conference will be held this coming spring. We pulled together UTEP, NMSU, our ISDs, as well as EPCC. I want to thank Dean Guerra, as well as the BLC committee for the good work that they continue to do, from Ms. Zaira Crucifelli, Dr. Kim Diaz, all the way to Mr. Anthony Nelson. Want to thank them for really engaging and ensuring that we're doing our best to continue these wonderful programs. Excited about that. The 48th, can you imagine, where EPCC is holding the 48th Annual Spring Arts Festival. Again, this is fantastic, celebratory journey of artistic expression running from February through May of this past spring. It was designed to captivate and engage our community, showcased incredible talent of our students and our faculty across a variety of artistic disciplines. You see all the folks that are mentioned there. I want to thank Caroline Wolf for the great work that she did on this, and all of the faculty that were a part of this. These are important events that we hold that pull the community in, and so thrilled that we're able to do that and continue to move forward with that. Again, Dr. Smith mentioned some of these, the emerging health programs, again, the health continuing education programs with the health career and technical education, as well as math and science. Really want to focus on those. They had 4 significant grants that range between $200,000 and $250,000 from the coordinating board and the Workforce Commission. We combined those grants, which are nearly $1 million, that help support students that are pursuing short-term credentials in high-demand health professions. And so really excited about this partnership, and again, that merging of credit and non-credit. It serves us well, it serves our community well also. The SIM Interprofessional Simulation Education IPEC Center, we were able to train 3,756 students. This is recognized by the Society for Simulation in Healthcare for provisional accreditation in teaching and learning. Excited about us continuing to provide these opportunities for our community and for students to be able to train nearly 4,000 students. Thrilled that we're able to get this done, and we will continue to move forward with this. Respiratory care and technology, they just earned their 10-year reaccreditation. So the college is accredited, and then we also have specialized programs that have their own accreditations, and we were able to get a full 10 years of reaccreditation on July the 10th. We were officially notified that the program successfully earned reaccreditation for another 10 years. Thrilled with that. Want to recognize Program Director Maria Bailey, as well as Clinical Coordinator Ashley Becker, and all the respiratory care faculty team for a great job that they've done. Our echocardiography program, this success is benefiting our students and our community. Under the Rio Grande Border Health Clinic, the program now performs echocardiogram services for $20. I challenge anyone to find a medical service that you can find for $20. This is fantastic. You see in the spring of 23, they did 37. It went up, in the summer of 24, it went up to 62, now up to 118. They nearly doubled the number that they're doing. Our graduating class, we had a 90% graduation rate. 89 had jobs within 3 months, and 89% also passed that's their pass rate on the ARDMS AE Echo Registry. So again, a wonderful program, high skill, high wage program for our students. Want to thank the program faculty for the great work that they continue to do. Our EPCC CARES program, phase 1, is complete. We have 6 clinical service providers that are now on board and assigned to Mission, to Northwest, and to the Valle Verde campus. When I was at the Trans Mountain campus for the recruitment effort, the last day, the Tejano Day, they were there. They were providing these services. It's coffee with a therapist. If a student or anyone has feelings of anxiety, if they need that help, we make sure that it's available to them. I want to thank Dr. Mitchell and the team for doing a great job with that. I want to thank again Dr. Mitchell as well as Mr. Dwyer on the college being awarded the Gold Vera Award. The EPCC Veterans Resource Center has earned Gold Veteran Education Excellence Recognition Award. And there's only three levels. We received the highest level in this award. This was established by the Texas State Legislature. It recognizes public colleges and universities for their excellence in supporting veterans and the military-connected community. This is a huge achievement. Again, I want to thank Mr. Dwyer and Dr. Mitchell for their commitment and ensuring that the college serves our veterans as well as they have served us when they're in active duty. And so thrilled that we've been able to receive this, and kudos to both of you and your teams. Ms. Lucia Rodriguez and her team, the 8th annual conference, Connecting the Dots. This is all about student success and the connections and making sure that students realize that they matter. This was held on August the 21st. We will continue to move forward with it. This is a great event, and certainly thrilled that we were able to continue with it. Our Student Success Champions, this again, the 2025 Student Success Champions, they're individuals who go above and beyond for EPCC student success. And you see the different folks that are there, Mr. Velasquez, Ms. Galindo, Mr. Lea, Mr. Reski, Mr. Guerrero, Mr. Moody, Ms. Perkins, and Mr. Estrada. Again, want to thank them for the great work that they do and for the recognition that they received as well. Grants right now are difficult. There's lots of moving parts from the federal administration. We're keeping on top of all of those things. I want to congratulate the Student Support Services Program. It's for first-generation students, and it was refunded by the U.S. Department of Education, almost $736,000. There's 122 SSP participants that graduated this last year. They do great work. We're thrilled that we were able to get this funded once again. And you see the period, it's a 25 to 30 period. Excited about this program that we're able to continue it. Our libraries continue to do great work. In collaboration with IT, they've migrated to a new library system that improves efficiency. You see that we have over 450 electronic research guides, 260,000 visits in 1 year on those main pages. We have over 200 online databases. We had over 700,000 individual electronic resources that were accessed by our students. So we want to make sure that we continue to be available, that we have all modes and mediums that allow us to facilitate the learning process for our students. We will continue to move forward with that. Ms. Sandra Lujan and her team, I want to congratulate them for our first year experience advising centers. Again, all of our FTIC students, our first time in college students, are assigned to a student success and advising team. And we expect EAB Navigate 360 that will be coming up soon. But really thrilled that we're able to provide this service, and we've seen the results. We continue to see the results. They continue to outperform students that don't go through the program. We're trying to make sure that all of those FTICs go through the program. And we've also invested in infrastructure for them as well. We have our first year experience advising center at the Rio Grande campus that we will have the grand opening on the 28th of October. And so we look forward to going out to that campus and celebrating the grand opening of that particular facility. Some occupational skills awards. You heard Dr. Smith reference short-term credentials. These are examples of short-term credentials, OSAs, or occupational skills awards. We've made 2 more available to our students, birth to 3 teacher, as well as Microsoft Office specialists. These are important that we continue to develop those that are considered credentials of value. And so I'm thrilled that we're able to move these forward. Dr. Savine will be moving forward with his Hack the Border conference. I believe this is the 3rd, possibly the 4th year that we're going to have this. Certainly excited about it. It's going to be held November 20th through the 22nd. It is a partnership with Ciudad Juarez, with UTEP, with NMSU, and the college, and it's teaching our students how to hack productively. And so we want to make sure that they learn what they're supposed to learn and not do things they're not. but it's important that we're educating these students in this particular area, in coding and computer science, and thrilled that we're able to provide this to our community. I want to thank our team for continuing the effort, the Cool Canyon Nights. We held that. We had over 1,000 community members that were reached. This is a wonderful event. I don't know how cool the nights were, but it's been a warm summer, but they were out there and they made sure that they were available to our community, and thrilled that we're continuing this effort. Dr. Smith and his deans are partnering with VP Flores, Mr. Gallardo, and our facilities staff to make sure that we're seeking to create spaces. They're building towards the future, creating spaces that are student-centric and give them a sense of ownership. You see the art exhibition area refinement all the way through the tennis courts. We're remodeling admissions and financial aid. The gym air conditioning, and again, I mentioned that it was warm. I walked into the gym, it was quite warm, so we're going to get some refrigerated air in there as well. But these are projects that they're working on, and again, the partnership between instruction and finance and administration is key to this. We'll continue to move these forward. Let's talk a little bit about Dr. Penley and her team and what they're working on. Accreditation does not go away. Accreditation is something that we have to continuously work on. Our 5th-year report is due 3 years from now. It's going to address 22 standards that are going to focus on everything from faculty qualifications to financial and physical resources, plus our QEP impact report. This is important work. We have to continue to make sure that we're working on this. Dr. Penley, Ms. Hahn, Dr. Wolf, everyone working on this, and we'll continue to move forward with this. It's an opportunity for us to show our peers how good we do our work. And they continue to do a great job, and we look forward to that report when it's due. The Quality Enhancement Plan and Assessment, we're starting for year 4 on our QEP, Find Your Way, Connect, Discover, and Succeed. Remember that? It's no more learning about the community as a community. Find your way, connect, discover, and succeed. You see the great efforts that they've had. They've been able to impact over 12,000 students. You see all the career day events that they've had, the career reflection assignments, and assignments using degree works. Dr. Wolf and her team continue to do a great job with that, and working with everyone across the institution. In addition, they have the Tejano Passport program that continues to move forward. We've been able to increase the number of scans by 24% from the 23-24 academic year to the 24-25. In addition, they increased the number of student participants by 18%. Again, great work, and we'll continue to move that work forward. Dr. Huerta and the committee continue to do a great job on our campus improvement projects. You see the ASC Building B mural, the campus cafeteria services, the Northwest Campus improvement projects. These are important works that will continue to move forward, and we're excited about this as well. I want to thank Dr. Penley for leading the college in our new strategic plan. This strategic plan started this fall. It'll run for 5 years, so from 25 through 29. We have 4 goals. We're continuing with EPCC. They reference different things now. We're looking at entry, increasing access to programs that lead to socioeconomic mobility, progress, and pathways. We're going to focus on completion, increasing the achievements of student momentum milestones during their second half of their program, and finally, career. We're going to facilitate students directly into the workforce or into university and ensure that they're being successful. So those are the primary goals of our new strategic plan. Encourage everyone to continue to follow up on it and make sure that all of our assessment plans are leading into the strategic plan. CESI, the Community College Survey of Student Engagement, we just got the most recent results of the survey. This is a comparison of spring 22 versus spring 25. And you see how important is the following service to you. Career counseling is very important. It went from 93 to 94.7%. So again, our students take this very seriously. We need to make sure that we take it just as seriously to help them. How important is the following service to you? Child care. More and more parents at our institution, we're making sure that we are able to serve them. It's now at 54% that think it's that it's somewhat or very important. In addition, how important is the following service to service for students with disabilities? It has risen to 68.5%. This is important information for us to continue to move forward for the college. You see how supportive is your family on attending college. That's 93.4%. So despite the myths that you hear at sometimes, at least in our community, our families very much want their students to attend and to be successful in higher education. Would you recommend the college to a friend or family member? Over 97% say that they would. That's a tribute to each and every one of you for how well you do your job, how seriously you take it, and how important our students are to each of you. So certainly thrilled with that, and we'll continue to move that forward. Ms. Rebecca Bell and our student learning outcomes. We're now in Texas Pathways Round 4 Cadre Kickoff. That was this summer. It's a 2-year program. There's 2 institutes each year. The first institute is in November. We're really focused on CTE enrollment as well as completion, and you see our baseline data. And so we'll continue to move this forward. These initiatives have helped the college be successful all the way back from achieving the dream to completion by design, to the Pathways program. We continue to see the results of that, and our students reap the benefit, our students and our community. We're now launching our student success infrastructure. That is moving forward. We're grouping similar student success activities and services. You see them enhancing academics, cultivating thinkers and learners, bridging student transitions, providing whole person supports, and making connections and belonging. We have 63 activities, and those are broken into those 5 families. So I'm thrilled that this is continuing to move forward, and we look forward to the great results that they will have. Our high impact practices continue as well. Want to call out the government discipline who received the Compass Award. There you see Professor James Stepp, who represented the government discipline, and a panel on high impact practices. So this continues at the institution, and we're thrilled that it continues. We want to make sure that the most important out of all the things that CESI measures from my perspective and all the things that we do at the institution, I still continue to believe that faculty-student engagement is key. All of us connecting with students is key, but if a faculty member connects with the students, the likelihood of success for that student rises exponentially. And so we want to make sure that we continue to facilitate that. We want to continue to improve that communication, which in turn becomes engagement. Dr. Moe and her team continue to do great work. I want to touch a little bit on the work that they're doing. Dr. Gross and the Foundation Board continue to do a tremendous job. They had $180,000 that were awarded in scholarships, 215 students in the 24-25 year. You see that since 2016, just under 2,000 scholarships have been awarded. 1,530 foundation scholarships graduated. Students who received those scholarships graduated. 866 transferred to universities, and the recipients have an average GPA of 3.41. Great job. I want to thank Dr. Gross and her team for the great work that they do. They are focused on scholarships, and that's what's most important. The 50th class nursing graduates luncheon raised almost $26,500. The fajitas and margaritas, last year's signature event, raised just over $87,500. By the way, if you don't have your ticket, you're going to have to perhaps look for a scalper, because the fajitas and margaritas for this year, it's already sold out. It's sold out really, really quickly. We're thrilled to do that. We're excited about it and look forward to it. And El Paso Giving Day is October 16th. Again, this is for emergency student assistance. But these are great events that all support scholarships and all are focused on facilitating student success. Mr. Elliott and his team, despite the challenges, and there are much more challenges, in particular from the federal government currently, they continue to be successful in receiving grant awards, 75+% acceptance rate. They submitted 49 applications and renewals, 37 were awarded, and we had about $8.4 million that help us support students and programs. So great job, Mr. Elliott and your team, phenomenal. Want to provide some examples of those. The Coordinating Board, Nursing and Allied Health, awarded us just under $150,000. Dr. Guerrero, this is going to establish a guaranteed transition pathway for EPCC vocational nurses to be able to go into the ADN program. And then also the Opportunity High School that Dr. Smith mentioned earlier, Dean Guerra, this is over $333,000 over 2 years. Again, that provides opportunities for our students to earn a high school diploma as well as a college certificate at the same time. Thrilled with that. You see the others as well. Mr. Heine and Bo Bagley and their team continue to do a great job as well. We're putting a high priority on media coverage. You see that the news stories published about EPCC by local, regional, as well as national press, it rose 350% from 24 to 25. 172 to 485 stories. They had a record 110 stories and mentions that were published. And we've seen 100% increase in our clicks from 40,000 clicks, bless you, to 84,000 clicks. So this is really good work. We continue to move forward with this, but I want to thank them for the great work that they do. Again, Dr. Mo and Mr. Heine and their teams. Our marketing showcases our programs and classes and the value of college degree. Everything from the Rio Grande Health occupations programs to the 8-week college at the Mission del Paso campus. You see all the others in between those. This is really good work and continuing to ensure that everyone knows about us. Again, if we don't tell our story, someone else will, or they'll tell the story they want to tell. So it's important for us to continue to get our story out there, and Dr. Mo, Mr. Heine, and their teams do a great job with that. I'm going to talk about Vice President Flores and his great team and the work that they're continuing to do. And we do want to thank our board. The board approved the 3% salary enhancement for all of our employees. That was at the August 6th special board meeting. The board is committed to continuing to provide a cost of living adjustment, to potentially try to provide a raise as well. Certainly entertained and looked and provided them all the information. They felt that this was in the best interests of the college as the budget tightened, but thrilled that they were able to provide a 3% across the board. This is our budget. We operate just under a $174 million budget. You see that over 43% of our budget is from property taxes, about 29% from state appropriations, about 22% from tuition and fees, and then you see the rest of the budget. This is how we allocate the budget. You see instruction at about a little over $56 million, institutional support at about $54 million, academic support about $21 million, and down the line you see how we do that. In addition, you see the expenditures by expense categories. Again, you can see the faculty salaries, staff salaries, our benefits, supplies, travel. Again, I always have to remind the board it's less than 1% of the entire budget, but you see how we expend these resources as well. The budget is transparent. We're very open about it, and that's why I wanted to share that. Also wanted to go into a little bit more. You see the fuchsia, our pink bar that has continued to rise pretty tremendously. And then you see the blue bar that has stayed rather stable, and then the light blue has grown over time, which is good. I do want everyone to note that the fuchsia bar, by the way, the pink bar, is taxes. I do want to note that our tax rate is the lowest that it's been in 25 years. It's 10.3 cents, and we're right at 4 cents for every dollar that anyone pays in taxes. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's important for us to let the community know. I mean, there's lots, oh my God, our taxes are, we're 4 cents of anyone's tax bill. We have not raised taxes since 2019, and we do not have plans to do that. We haven't raised tuition, by the way, since 2020, right before the pandemic, and we have no plans to do that either, at least for the foreseeable future. But I think it's important for us to let the community know how low our taxes are, and how little of anyone's tax bill we take Some district-wide campus projects that continue to move forward. I want to highlight the partnership with the contractor to begin the installation of new sets of elevators in building A, B, and C at the Valle Verde campus. This is a long-term project that we've been working on. This was about a $5.5 million project. The board has allocated those resources, and that will continue to move forward. You see at the Rio Grande campus, we're doing conversion of space into a dental program classroom. At the ASC, we have the HVAC units replaced. At Northwest, we're looking at roof coating and sealing of all the roof membranes. At the Mission campus, you see that we're upgrading the HVAC control system as well. We're working on deferred maintenance, and we want to make sure that we continue. Yes, we have some new beautiful facilities. We want to make sure that all of our facilities are taken care of. And I want to thank Mr. Gallardo and our operations and maintenance staff for the great work that they continue to do. I want to welcome Ms. Field. Ms. Field has been with the college, but she is now our AVP for Human Resources, Compliance, and Title IX Coordinator. You see her credentials. She's done a tremendous job for the college, and so I want to welcome Ms. Field for the great work and thank her for that work and as a regular member of the staff at the institution. So welcome, Ms. Field. Our HR benefits, they spearheaded successful, and the wellness fair, the health and wellness fair, we had over 260 participants and over 70 vendors that were a part of this. That was on April the 11th. Excited about that, and we'll continue to move forward with these kinds of initiatives at the institution so that our staff is well aware of everything that's available to them. Mr. Fernandez and his team, IT continues to move forward at the institution. Let me let you know that if you are operating Windows 10, and if you are operating Windows 10, I would imagine your computer's going very slowly. So that support will end on October the 14th. So Windows 10 will no longer be supported. I'd ask you to please follow up and follow the instructions on that pop-up window that will come up to make a work request so that we can get you updated with a version of Windows that's higher than Windows 10. In addition, our enhanced ERP performance through Hyper-V implementation. They were able to implement a Hyper-V cluster, and this allows our system administrators, they set up a new server system to better support the college's ERP system and software. It improves reliability, keeps things running smoothly, and makes it easier to grow as our needs change. And so I want to thank them for the great work that they've done on that. In addition, they continue to work on improving campus connectivity. They installed nearly 60 new data lines. They moved about 100 existing lines to better locations. And they added backup internet connections to keep everything running smoothly. You see the upgrades that were completed at each of the respective sites. I want to thank them for all the effort on that. The system upgrades continue, and this is continue to move forward. We have banner system upgrades that are continuing to move forward. Our database maintenance, as well as our degree work system, will continue to move forward, and they continue to be upgraded so they can provide faster, more reliable experience for our students, as well as our advisors and faculty using these particular software systems. Our media service team, they're working here today. I can't thank you all enough. You all do a great job all the time. They do a tremendous job. I want to thank Mr. Ramos and his team for the great work that they do. They worked in 70 plus audiovisual projects across the district, provided technical support to over 350 events at all of our campuses. In addition, you see their computer labs and the work that they've done on those. They've introduced collaborative spaces and student lounge areas, distributed over 2,100 mobile devices, whether those are laptops, hotspots, or webcams. They do a tremendous job. I want to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for the good work that you do. Our EPCC TV, the special projects that they do, Mr. Lara and his team, they did STEAM Open House, the 50th anniversary for the nursing program. the Law Enforcement Academy, the 100th graduation. They were able to stream that. And then you see all of the studio programs that are hosted by our faculty. Our team in media services does a great job with that, and so I want to thank them for the great work that they continue to do. In addition, our EPCC TV team, along with Dean Kirby, Ms. Camacho, and Ms. Margie Nelson Rodriguez, did an event on Chuco Punk. This was, they documented Chuco Punk events, and so certainly thrilled, again, that we're being able to provide these kinds of shows for our community to really explore the history of the institution as well as the community. It was a legislative session. Every odd year is a legislative session. There were some really good bills that were passed, and there were some concerning bills that were passed. But regardless, the laws are the laws, and we will follow those. I want to go over a couple of them. Commissioner Rosser, his first day on the job was like about the 3rd of January, and the session started on the 12th of January. It was really our responsibility to help the commissioner during the session. He also helped us, but Commissioner Rosser knows us well. He has been a commencement speaker here, I think, back in 2013 for the institution. Used to be the CEO for the Greater Texas Foundation. Then he went to the TLL Temple Foundation prior to becoming Commissioner of Higher Ed. He knows us well. He'll be here in El Paso in a couple of weeks, and we will be able to tour him of our incredible institution, show him the great work that we're doing. Our Tier 1 policy priorities, we're really focused on House Bill 8 and transfer. We want to be able to receive credit for students transferring to private institutions in the state of Texas. Also looking at improving data collection and sharing as well as reporting. We wanted some clarification on House Bill 8. Who's a high school student? Who can take dual credit, or who will we be funded for dual credit? That means from freshman year on, it's high school students. And then also wanted to focus on expanding workforce education. These were our legislative focus areas. The first was the supplemental appropriations request. So we came into the session based on our performance. We had outperformed, and we were able to receive that full appropriation to supplemental. It was $89.5 million. EPCC received about $4.3 million of that. We wanted to make sure that we received full funding for the next biennium. So funding based on our outcomes and ensure that that was full. We were able to achieve both of those, and as well as including those private institutions as transfers in state funding metrics. So we had a successful legislative session from tax perspective and from the community college perspective and funding. Dr. Smith, I was pleased that he covered this. I can't thank him enough for covering it. Senate Bill 37 is tough, and we're moving forward. We have done everything that he mentioned so that we can continue to move forward with that. I did not have a desire to name faculty Senate officers or faculty Senate senators, but that is what the law required that I did, and so I have done that. We're continuing to move forward. You see some of the highlights of that particular bill. We can only have 60 members. We actually, I believe, have about 42 members. And I appointed actually less than half, which I'm pleased that it's less than half. But again, this is what the law requires, and so this is what we have to do, and we will move forward with that. On behalf of the board, I want to thank each and every one of you for the great work that you continue to do, the amazing work that you do day in and day out at the institution. The board recognizes it, I recognize it, and we want to thank you for that. I want you to save the date for February the 26th. That's the spring professional development date. February the 5th, pardon me, of 2026. And then, of course, I couldn't let it go without thanking Dr. Smith as well as Rachel. They're both leaving at the same time. They both have been at the institution for 35 plus years. They've done a great job at the institution. If you can't read those, Dr. Smith on KPIs, he kept people inspired. He's our IT wizard. He turned sense into sense, built pathways that actually pave. He was focused on CTE, career targets exceeded, put the work in workforce and force in outcomes-based funding. And then Rachel, she was our out-of-office manager, never missed a deadline. Calendar ninja, yeah, that's right. PowerPoint, for me, the PowerPoint princess, but PowerPointed us in the right direction. Keeper of good pens and great secrets. She's the MOU master, signatures faster than a time clock, and stacked credentials, unstuck schedules. You see my eyes are going out as I get older. So they have retirement plans of more sunsets and fewer meetings. But want to thank them both and want to thank all of you. And I hope that you have an outstanding 25-26 academic year. Thank you all so much.